Good evening, parents. Am I audible? Good evening, parents.
Good evening, ma'am. You're very much audible.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening. So I can see Rakshita. Rakshita, are you there? Who's with you? Yeah, who's with you?
My mother, ma'am.
All right, very good. Good evening, ma'am. Raghavi, good evening. And who's
Good
with
evening,
you?
ma'am. I'm mom, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
And is that Ratika's parent, Mr. Ram?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Good
ma'am.
evening,
Yes, ma'am.
sir.
Ritika's
Good evening,
father.
sir.
Good evening, ma'am. I'm traveling back home. I hope my daughter has joined.
Ritika, I don't.
I've joined separately, like I'm not with my daughter.
Okay, okay. No, but I don't see her here. Okay, fine. Okay.
Okay.
I'm happy that you took your
I
time to
could
join
be a
the
mute
meeting, sir.
spectator. I'm just, yeah, okay.
Good evening, Pranjit.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening. Raja, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening.
Yeah, I guess your mom is with you?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. I'm here.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Good
Arjun?
evening. Good evening.
Hi, Arjun. Good evening. And who's with you? All right, maybe some mic issues. Yeah, I think it's Florentina, right? Florentina?
Ma'am, Florentina's mom, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, and Danya. Good evening, Danya.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am. I'm here.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am. Good evening. All right. So to start off, I need to tell you about the objective of this, parents mentor-mentee meet. So we will be meeting at the end of every chapter. We will be meeting at the end of every chapter, and you will get the updates regarding the different parts, of the chapter, the way it is completed, how many tests were assigned online, the number of paper pen tests, assignments, all the details. See, the details are in two parts. What happens in the classroom and the online tests or assignments scheduled. All the details regarding the chapter, classwork, homework, online tests, paper pen tests, your child's score, if your child has completed the assignments given, all this will be discussed in this parents mentor-mentee meet. Parents are requested to share their suggestions in this open meeting. You need not call me at the end of the meeting to share anything. You can just, whatever is your suggestion, feedback regarding the classes can be shared here openly. So when I say this, I'm not expecting compliments. No. Compliments, you can keep it with you. I'm sure it will come to me in the form of blessings. If you have any compliments to share, it's okay. Even if you don't share in this open meeting, you can keep it with you. It's in your heart. And I'm sure that will come to me through blessings, your blessings. Comments, any suggestions regarding improvements in the class, please, I request parents to share it in this open meeting. And at the same time, I will also take my side and either defend with justifications, or if I have to really correct that, I will do it in the classes to come. So we started off batch 1 for this academic year for 10th standard on 16th February. And in 4 sessions, we finished this chapter statistics in detail. So we have already, we've finished the chapter. We've also had a chapter revision a brief chapter revision. And now students are preparing for the chapter assessment, summative assessment, which is scheduled this Saturday. So let's see everything one by one, because I think I need to do it very slowly, because once you, if this meeting is clear, then every chapter will go on like this. The meeting for every chapter will go on like this. So this first meeting, I need to make the different parts of the meeting very clear, so that the purpose is actually solved. The very purpose is to make parents understand what is happening in the classroom. Yes. So the first part is how to access the other online exam portal. So students are assigned, every student is already provided with their credentials. They have their username and password to access the portal. So everybody have their own space in the portal. So that cannot be used by any other student. The credentials have to be kept confidential. Students are not allowed to share their credentials with their friends. So username, you can change your password. If at all you feel your friend, or you just, blurted your password to somebody and you feel your account is not safe now, somebody might, use your account with the username and password, you can always change your password. Username you cannot change, but you can always protect your account by changing the password. Even frequently you can do that, so that even I don't see your account. Now I know your password, right? So I shouldn't sneak into your account. So I can, in fact, as an admin, I can see your performance from my end, but you have to keep your account confidential, private, so you can change your password. Now, how to access? So what do you find in this online exam portal? Exams, online exams are scheduled here. And I schedule it, but I don't give I don't give an end time, because as a teacher, I understand that children have other subjects to study. So say I schedule an exam today. It's open. Children can take up that exam anytime at their disposal, because children are from different schools. They have different kinds of, commitments towards the other subjects. See, I don't know their schedule for the school next day, so I keep it open. Exams don't end on any particular day, but then I'll give them a good amount of time, say like 15 days, but I normally don't end an exam, though I say that, I normally don't end an exam. It's there for the students to take it up at any time. But again, it is good if they finish it as, so I schedule it today, maybe a max of 2 days time. They must try to finish it to get maximum benefit out of the objective of conducting a test or an exam. So supposing now we're in statistics, after 15 days, we'll be in a different chapter, and that time taking up this test on, online test on statistics will not make much sense, because this child would have also finished the summative chapter test by then. So all these exams scheduled in the portal is for the child to practice for that big exam on statistics, that chapter test. All the exams which are scheduled in the portal are mock exams, practice exams, so that the child gets a good hold of the chapter, comes across, surprises and, other things in these mock exams, and is completely ready for that real big exam on the chapter for statistics, which is scheduled this Saturday. So that is the objective. So parents should not be like so many exams at the same time. How will where is the time to, work all this? The answer to that is, it is enough if the children go through whatever is taught by me in the classroom, the tuition notebook, the questions in that notebook on statistics is more than sufficient for the children to do this exam, to do this summative chapter test on statistics. That's enough, but they need to understand that very, very clearly. So how to practice for the test on Saturday? Simply go through everything. Be very confident about everything in your tuition notebook. That's enough. You don't have to refer to anything else. And of course, the children should have noted down the different points, in the course of lecture. I do share, tips or tricks or whatever, all that should have been noted by the children. So with all this, and the sums worked in the classwork, and we also did one quick chapter revision in the last class. With all this, the child is ready. So the exams in the portal, I'm saying they are mandatory. The child should complete it. It will be beneficial if the child completes it before the big exam, the chapter exam. But if at all the child is not able to do it, it's still fine. The child can still do the summative exam on the chapter with the help of the problems solved in the tuition classwork notebook. That's enough. That's enough. So this is just to get more confidence. And of course, the sums will be different. The questions which are in the exams in the portal are different situations. Different situations, but using the concepts understood in the classroom, the child can do the exams very well. So basically, they are practice sessions, So you practice with the help of the mock exam scheduled in the portal. So now these exams in the portal are of different types. So there will be one MCQ, there'll be one exam based on multiple choice questions. Another one based on case study based questions. One more assertion reasoning. And then the different concepts in this chapter. So now in this chapter, the different concepts are mean, median, and mode. So there will be one on median, one on mean, one on median, one on mode. So there'll be different tests based on the different concepts in this chapter. So this chapter is statistics. So these are the three different parts, mean, median, and mode. So there will be one online test based on each concept. So one online test based on mean, based on median, based on mode. So three there. One based on mean, one based on median, one based on mode. So three online tests there. One case study based questions based on statistics. Another assertion reasoning type questions based on statistics. Multiple choice questions based on statistics. So these are the different types of questions which children get in their exam paper, at school. All that is covered, chapter wise, all that is covered. So these exams are mock exams which the children take up online, and parents must access the portal regularly, maybe even every day or once in 2 days, 3 days. You must know your child's username and password. You must know the URL. We'll just see now, how to access your child's portal. So you must know the URL, your child's username, password. And when the child is at school, that's the time when parents are free. You can sit with your child and, discuss about the marks scored by the child. Otherwise, you can, you don't have time. You can do it during the daytime when you are free. So know your child's username and password, and it is very important that children track their child's performance in the online exams. So that I will not be sharing with you. I can see their performance from my end. I can see their performance. So parents also should see it regularly. So that I will not be sharing because you have access to it. So I will not be sharing your child's results regarding the online exams which are scheduled in the portal. So now how to access the portal? We'll just see that, parents. So on your maybe laptop or any device, go to the browser. Even on the mobile phone, you can see it on the mobile phone also, the same thing. So your mobile phone, the Google browser, just go to the browser and say ATHARV, Atharv, dot testpress, TESTPRESS, dot in, IN. Atharv.testpress.in. You can see it here in the browser. Is it visible, children? I'm sorry, parents.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. athar.testpress.in. Okay, enter. So that will bring you to a screen like this, wherein you have to enter the child's username and password. So whatever is the username and password. And say login, just login. Not with login with Google or whatever. Simply say login, this green tab. And that takes you inside the portal. So you will not be able to see all these tabs like questions and documents, memberships. You will not be able to see all these tabs. So you have to just go to the exams tab. You can see the first one, the exams tab. And here you can see running, upcoming, and completed. These are the three different tabs. You will not see this tab create exam. Okay, let me try to log in from my son's account. Just a second, parents. I'll just use a child's. Okay, I don't know if I can do that. I've forgotten my son's password. Just give me a minute, parents. Just a minute, I'll come back. Yeah, all right. I've used a different one. Yeah, so this is how your child's portal will look like. You will only be able to see these three tabs: exams, documents, and analytics. My audible, parents? The screen is visible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, parents. So this is how the portal will look like. So you have three tabs: exams, documents, and analytics. You don't worry about documents and analytics. Just see this exams tab. So here on the left side, you see available, upcoming, history, and access codes. Forget access codes. Just look at these two. Available. Available is exams available now to be taken up by the students or student. Available meaning exams which are available now, which your child has not completed. And they'll always be available till the child takes it up. Once the child takes up the exam and completes it, it will come. You can see that in history. You will be able to see that in history. Now here there is nothing. Once the child takes up the exam, meaning completes the exam, that moves to the history tab. You'll have to come down here and see in history. Upcoming are the exams which I have scheduled, but which are not available now for the child to take. So I schedule it for a future date. So now say this Saturday's exam. Supposing I have prepared the question paper already and uploaded the paper in the portal. So I have done my part. It's available, but the children, sorry, it's in the portal, but it's an upcoming exam because children cannot start that exam now. Children cannot start that exam now. There is the exam, but the child can take it up only on the scheduled date, which is Saturday. So that is what you will see in upcoming exams. So you can see here parents exams, and they're available. Available is exams which are available, which the child can take up, but has not taken up so far. So if you see exams here, you must tell your child that why you have not completed. There are so many exams which I see in the portal. You have not completed. Complete them. Upcoming are exams which, so you have to tap on the upcoming tab here. When you tap on the upcoming tab, you will see the exams which are scheduled for a future date, which your child cannot take up now. And when you come to history, you will see the tests. When you come to history, you will see the tests which your child has completed, and you can see the score. You can view the score. Along with that, you can also see the correct answers. You can also see the correct answers. Now here, no exam is visible. But if the child has completed the exam, you'll see it in history, and you can see your child's score. You can also see the correct answers. All right, so that's about exams, available exams, which the child has to take up, upcoming exams which are scheduled for a future date, and history contains all those exams, will have all those exams which your child has completed. Now, all these exams will be in the portal. Now, the exams that are completed, the child can visit them anytime. They can come back and just revise. The questions and answers will be there. The correct answers will be there. Whatever answer is given by the student, the correct answers, all that will be available there. The child can anytime open and visit the questions and answers. So that's about the portal. This is a very important part of the classroom, parents. So I'm just taking a little more time to tell you about this. So let me show it in mine. So completed. So see here, it'll be like this. Completed exams. Completed exams. So say I go to, yeah, you can see something here. So actions. So completed exams, go to actions and say statistics. You will see your child's performance there. See, I'll go back, exams. Okay, so completed, go on the completed tab. So you can see running exams, upcoming and completed. So you will not see so many exams. So I'm just choosing this, say, go to actions and just press on the drop down arrow there and say statistics. So you can see your child's score for that particular. You will not see so many. You will see your child's score. And again, when you go on the actions there and say view answers, you can view the answers. Just come down, you can see the answers along with the correct answers. See, for example, here the correct option is, you can see it in green here. Green meaning the answer is correct. If it's in red, it's incorrect. Yeah, so see here, it's none of these. So the child is given none of these, but that's the incorrect answer because it's in red there. Incorrect. And so you can see the explanation below. The correct answer is A, and this is the explanation. The answer, the correct answer. This is the question. This is the question. This is the question. Your child has given this answer, E. It's in red, so it's incorrect. The answer is incorrect. So if you come down, you can see the explanation for the correct answer. And of course, the answer below. The correct answer is A. And the explanation also will be there. So the child can come anytime to this place and visit the questions and the correct answers. So it's always available for practice. So I think when you sit with your child and, I'm just assuming that, parents are not tech savvy. I'm just assuming that. So, but if you're a software professional or if you have your, hands at, these devices, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to, like underestimate anybody. But then I just want to make sure that everybody knows how to access the portal. Yeah, I think that's all about the portal now. We'll just see more in the days to come because I think too much at a time will become too much. Yeah. Fine. Let me go back to the presentation. So that was about the portal. So the URL is, yeah. One second. Yeah. So this is the URL athar.testpress.in. Enter your child's username and password and log in, and you can see all the details regarding the exams. Now, another very important part of this classroom is that every meeting is recorded. Just a minute, children, parents. Yeah, thank you, parents. So every class is every session is recorded. So just in case a child misses a class for some good reason, the meeting recording is always available. And I don't have to provide the link for the recording of every class. There's a playlist link for every chapter. So once I share the playlist link for the chapter, all the recordings I upload of that chapter will be in the link. So one link for one chapter, 15 chapters, 15 links, that's it. So I make sure that I upload the recordings that evening itself, as soon as we finish the class. So mostly it's ready. So 11:30 by 10:30, 11, if the child clicks on the playlist link, sorry, the new meeting recording will be there. That is that day's recording will be available there. So it is one link for every class. So the child need not request the link for, the recording of every session. I told you one chapter, one playlist link. So every meeting recording of that particular chapter will go into that playlist link, that chapter's playlist link. So children already have the playlist link for the statistics. So that is enough. All the meeting recordings of statistics will be there with them always. Children will have access to that link always. Okay, so that's one very important aspect of this classroom. And offline children, that is children who attend physical classes, can also take up the classes online. Again, for any good reason, like not well or have an exam at school tomorrow, the next day, or parents are not in town, nobody's there to drop and pick. So that flexibility is also a unique feature of my classroom. You can do it online, offline, or you miss both, you can still use the recording. This is very, very important, parents. Very, very important. Students must strictly study from the tuition material. Everything is given to them. You have to just believe me, trust me. The way you've trusted my classroom and entrusted your children with me, you have to trust my material. Children must strictly study from the tuition material, and they should not use any other source for practice or revision. This is very, very important. Whatever is understood by the children, the same thing should be put to practice many times. With that, the child can crack any new question in the exam at school. Supposing there is a new situation in the exam paper at school, the child can easily crack that with the concept the child has mastered by practicing repeatedly from the tuition material. Randomly working 100 sums, you will just forget it like that. Work 10 sums 10 times. So that is 100, right? 10 tens are 100. 10 sums 10 times. All 10 you'll remember. I don't literally mean it. Like say, okay, some 30 questions 3 times each. So you work 30 questions 3 times each. On different days, not on the same day. It's not an imposition. First question 3 times, second question 3 times. No, no, no. So on different days, so you visit the same sum 3 times. So it's registered. You can't forget it. It's difficult to forget. Even if you want to forget it, you can't forget because you've practiced it so many times that it's now registered. It's, transferred from your short-term memory to the long-term memory. You don't practice it, it's only in your short-term memory, and then it just goes away. You'll have to transfer the information which is in your short-term memory to your long-term memory by practicing it at regular intervals. Before you forget it, you should do the second revision. You work it once. Before you can forget it, you should do the second time. And before you can forget that, do it the third time. So that information which was in the short-term memory is transferred to the long-term memory from where it will never escape your brain. It's always there. So that is very important. So I was telling you 30 sums 3 times. You will remember all the 30 sums. You will remember the idea, the tricks, the whatever tactics of all the 30 sums because you've practiced it so many times. As against, you have 90 questions and you do everything once. All the 90 you will forget eventually. In 10 days time, you'll forget all the 90 because you've just worked it once, no? When you work, you'll feel, easy, I understood everything. Yeah, easy. But all that will easily go away from your mind because 90 sums once you've done, same thing, 30 sums 3 times 90. 30 sums, same 30 sums 3 times 90. But you've worked every sum 3 times there. So everything you can remember. But 90 different sums once you do. So when you finish every sum, you feel, yeah, it's easy. I understood. So as I told you, you'll easily forget all the 90 because you've not mastered it. You can take the case of any other art also, music, dance. You need to do the same thing over and over again in order to remember. So you just do it once, you cannot perform on stage, right? You need to practice so many times, music, dance, or sports. You need to practice the same thing many times. So same applies to academics also. So parents must see to that children do not practice from any other material other than the tuition notebook. Yeah, this is what I told you. Online tests are always available. And I don't set an end time, I told you. So children can take it up anytime. So make sure that there is no exam available in the portal for a long time, parents. So if you see some 3 exams available, it should go to the completed list in at least a week's time. If it's always available there, that means your child has not taken it up at all. Any doubts you have regarding the portal or regarding understanding the portal, because that's very important, you are tracking them, please call me. We can again connect like this and we can see it live than me telling orally, we can do it like this and we can connect and, understand better. So again, this is what I told you, online mock tests, MCQs. I was just mentioning earlier, right? You have online, excuse me. Yeah. Mock MCQs, online mock MCQs test based on that chapter. Online mock case study based questions test based on that chapter. Now, so the current chapter is statistics. So based on statistics, mock assertion reasoning test based on the chapter statistics, and multiple meaning many other online mock tests on different topics in that chapter. So in this chapter, statistics, mean, median, and mode. Mean, median, and mode, children will have practice tests on these 3 different concepts. So I have only scheduled one now. All the others will be available tomorrow. All the others will be available by tomorrow evening. I'm working on them. The remaining, only one is scheduled now. I think this mean practice test or mock test based on mean is scheduled. All the others will be available to the students tomorrow. And once they finish the exams, they also get access to the correct solutions. All that is uploaded. Everything is there. Once they finish the exam, supposing the child gets 5 on 10. So the 5 incorrect answers, the child can see the correct answers with the solution, with the complete working. Wherever needed, the complete working also will be there. And all this is not stolen from the internet, parents. Everything is done by me, meaning the questions which appear in all these tests are picked by me. I don't pull these. Of course, I refer different sources. I bring the questions from different sources, maybe books by different authors or online from somewhere. But then I pick it. It's not just got randomly from somewhere. So I select the questions and I organize them in a particular order so that children are highly benefited. So I do have to spend a lot of time to prepare these papers. And children should make me happy by completing these tests on time. Now you'll be wondering that, she's been talking only about online exams. What about, paper pen tests wherein the teacher gets to see the performance of the child? That also happens in the class. Now, this was a very small chapter. So we had only 2 tests, formative assessment 1 and formative assessment 2. We had only 2. But otherwise, in other chapters, we'll have a minimum of 5. This was a very small chapter. So we had only FA1 and FA2. And then we had a rapid chapter revision kind of, wherein students were given different sums from the chapter to work and we discussed the answers. They also saw the correct answers. Otherwise, a minimum of 5 formative tests are conducted, wherein children work it out in the class. It's a paper pen test. So children work out in the class. I collect the papers, I evaluate and return it to them. So in these formative tests or formative assessments, I get to know the child. See, one sum is enough for me to gauge the child. When the child works one sum, when I see one particular, any student, one answer, the way the child has worked will give me a good idea about the student. And I will know how to help that student and what kind of doubts that student will have. And at the end of every session, if the child does not understand something, the child can stay back after the class and get it clarified. Do not go home with doubts. I can stay back even for an hour after the class, but get your doubts clarified. See, ask it in the class itself during the lecture. But supposing you forget to ask or you suddenly get a doubt at the end of the session, please stay back and get your doubts clarified then and there. Don't go home with the doubts. I have the time, so you also must make time available for you. So that's how I get to know about the child. So there are paper pen tests conducted in the class, which are collected and evaluated by me and returned to the students. And I forgot to mention that I've emailed the student, that is the feedback from the classroom with respect to every child has been mailed to your email ID. So parents can find that. So now parents, you can check your, email inbox now, not literally now. So you can check it after the meeting. I've sent a mail to every parent showing the details about, the classroom and the student's performance in the formative assessments in the class. So you can see that there. Please check your email inbox. A mail has been sent from my end containing the details, regarding this chapter, the test conducted, what your child has scored, has your child taken up the test or not? All the details are furnished there. So now this summative chapter test. So chapter statistics. The chapter statistics it's an online. This one is an online test. Online summative meaning full chapter. So online summative chapter test. So here it is statistics. Is scheduled on 4th March, Saturday. So this Saturday, children will not have a class. Instead, they'll have 3 different tests. One separate MCQs, because I don't want to make one lengthy exam for 3 hours. I don't want to make one lengthy online exam for 3 hours. So children need to get up in the middle. So there will be one MCQ test, multiple choice questions test, case study based questions, and another one which will have assertion reasoning in it itself. There will not be a separate test on assertion reasoning. Assertion reasoning, there will not be a separate test. So there'll be one MCQs test, case study based question test, and one other test which will have different questions from the chapter, and 1 or 2 assertion reasoning type questions. Yeah. So this Saturday we'll not have a class, but students have to complete all the exams that day, on the same day. All the exams on the same day. In this order. First MCQs, then case study based questions, and then the other one. So these tests will not be available. So now, for example, MCQs, it will be available. The child has to start at 6 p.m. For example, the child has to start at 6 p.m. and it will end at 6:30 p.m. say. It will not be available. So if the child forgets to log in and take up the test at 6 p.m., the timer would have started. It would have started. So if the child logs into the portal and takes up the exam at 6:15, the exam will end automatically at 6:30. It will not be available for half an hour. It will not be available for half an hour. Unlike the mock exams. Unlike the mock exams now, the mock exams now, now supposing there's one particular exam for 1 hour. There's one particular exam for 1 hour. The child can start it at any time. From then, the timer will go on for 1 hour. That's the difference between the summative exam and the other, exams which are now available to them. The exams available now, the mock exams available now in the portal, can be started or can be taken up by the student anytime. Tomorrow, day after, anytime it will be available. So supposing a particular exam for 1 hour, the child starts now. Different students can take it up at different time. Now say a particular student starts now. Okay, so now it is 9:25. So the child starts the exam now at 9:25, 1 hour. So the timer will start now and it will end at 10:25. The exam will be automatically submitted at 10:25. The same exam, another student will start say tomorrow at 10 a.m. Yeah, it will be available. So the timer will start at 10 a.m. and it will go on for 1 hour till 11 a.m. So if the child is just idle, starts the exam and starts watching television and then comes back to this, the timer is going on. The exam will be automatically submitted at 11 a.m. But the flexibility is that the child can take up at any time. But the summative exams must be taken up at that specific time, which will be announced or which will be shared on WhatsApp. So supposing the MCQs test, the summative test, the summative chapter test, MCQs, say it's available at 5 p.m. on Saturday. The child must start it at exactly at 5 p.m. And if it is for half an hour, it will be available only till 5:30 p.m. So if the child is late, it starts the test at 5:10. The timer will not go on for half an hour till 5:40. The exam will end automatically at 5:30 p.m. for everybody. This is because children should not discuss, right? So supposing one student starts at 5 p.m. and finishes at 5:30 and shares all the questions and answers with his friends. See, this child is very good. So even if the child has not done well, he or she wants the other friends to do well. We'll discuss all the questions and the correct answers with the other students. So that should not happen, right? That should not happen. So all the students must take up the exam simultaneously. All the students should take up the exam. That is why all of them should start at 10 and the exam will automatically end at 5:30. So then the case study based questions. I'll give a little duration in the middle. So say 5:45. 5:45 to 6:30. So there will be that 15 minutes duration in the middle for the child to take a break and, whatever, relax and then come back for the next test. So say that starts at 5:45 for 45 minutes. It'll end at 6:30. 6:30 if the child sees, it will be in the completed exams. It will not be in available. It will be completed. But the child has not completed. But it will go to the completed exams. It will not be available for the student. The student cannot take up that exam. And exams missed like this will not be rescheduled strictly. For whatever reason, you must have a good internet connection. Exams missed like this will not be rescheduled. Because that becomes very messy for me. Every other child says something, and then, I have to keep that. Rescheduling is difficult again. I'll have to do it for the specific, for that particular child. Now these exams, I'll do it for the group, for the batch. If it is for one particular child, I have to do it, particularly for that child. So 10 different children request, then I have to do it 10 times. That becomes cumbersome for me. So now then say maybe at 7 o'clock. So now this exam ends at 6:30. So then there's another exam from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. on the same day. So like this, the exams will be scheduled like this. This is just for an example. So 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. MCQs, 5:45 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. case study based questions. And for example, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. the other paper, which has assertion, reasoning, and other questions based on the different concepts in the chapter. So like this, the exams will go. And these exams will be available only during that specific time. After which it will go to the completed exams. Yeah. Online exams, for a good experience, children must do it from a laptop. Mobile phone is not at all recommended because it strains the eyes, because the child has to have a closer look. Unlike a laptop, you can sit a little away from the laptop screen also. It's visible. You don't have to go very close to the screen. So mobile phone, taking up an exam using a mobile phone is not at all recommended. Not at all recommended. The child has a good experience, taking up the exam using a laptop or tablet. Yeah, this is just what I told you. Parents, please find the mail from my end in your mailbox for specific details regarding your child. So that will not be discussed in the open forum here. What your child has scored in a particular test or exam, that I cannot discuss here. So you can see that in your mailbox. It's there already. I've already sent it. I forgot to text you on WhatsApp. It's already there. Yes, parents. So that's about this chapter statistics from my end. So parents can now share, as I told you, anything, any feedback your child has given to you, any suggestions, corrections from my end can be discussed openly in this meeting. Yes, parents. Are we all there? Rakshita, Raghavi.
Ma'am,
Yes.
Ram Prabhu this side, ma'am. Ritika's parent.
Yes, sir.
Very detailed presentation, ma'am. Like I'm able to understand it quite clearly. Thanks for your time. And any feedback or anything, like I'll come back to you after discussing with my child, ma'am. Thank you.
Right, sir. You're free to meet me at the end of the session in the center. I'm available.
Sure,
I
ma'am.
can,
Sure, ma'am.
yeah. Any concerns, please, bring it to my notice then and there. There should not be
Sure,
any
ma'am.
hesitation. And parents, normally students, they may restrict the parents from meeting the teacher regularly. They may say like, nobody meets the teacher. You simply come and tell us something or nothing like that. I'll be happy, to hear from the students or the parents end. So please don't postpone anything. Uh, so we'll share anything, then and there. Yes, thank you, Ritika's
Thank you.
father. Yeah, Mr. Ramprabhu,
Thank you.
thank you, sir. So
Thank you.
if everything is clear, yeah, that's it actually from my side. So you can stay back in the meeting to hear from the other parents, or you could leave the meeting, sir.
Sure.
Yes, sir. You
Sure.
can
Sure.
definitely stay
Thank you.
back, sir. Yeah, as per your time permits.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, other parents?
Ma'am, this is Rakshita, ma'am.
Yes, Rakshita.
Sorry, ma'am, we don't have any
Ma'am?
complaints, but only regarding the assignment, where will we find those sums? That alone,
Yes.
can you tell?
Yes, Rakshita. Rakshita, since I have to share it with you, Rakshita. It's shared on WhatsApp. Assignments are shared on WhatsApp. Uh, I'm also going to make it available in the portal. I'm just working on that. I'll let you know about that later. For now, the assignment based on statistics was shared by me on WhatsApp. I'll share it with you, Rakshita. I saw your message. You had requested, but I couldn't, revert on time. I'll do it now after the meeting. All right.
Okay, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
And
Thank you.
the answers and parents' answers to the assignment also will be discussed. That's due from my side. I just wanted to make this quick meeting so that I don't delay in giving the details about the portal to the parents. I wanted to give the details regarding the portal to the parents before this chapter summative exam, which is due on Saturday. So actually, this is a very quick meeting, but I thought parents should be aware about the portal and the details regarding the portal before the children or before they take up this summative exam on Saturday. So that's the reason. I'm still the assignment which I've given on statistics. The answers are due to be discussed from my end, which I'll do on Thursday. In the class. Rakshita, I'll share the questions with you. So as I was telling, the answers to the assignment given will be discussed. The complete answers I will be sharing with the children in the classroom. And I will also, if needed, I'll also share the pictures on WhatsApp so that children can correct that. Because in the class, I cannot give the child time to write. If at all the child has gone wrong, I cannot wait for the child to write it out in the classroom because there might be others who have done it correctly. So the classroom should be useful for each and every one, right? So I cannot wait for some section of the students to write the correct answers. So the correct answers will be shared on WhatsApp with them and they can do it later at home. Yes, Rakshita. Yeah, Raghavi, Prajit's mom, Raghavi's mom, Raja Maniganda, Raja's mom.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here, ma'am. Thank you for your time, ma'am. Regarding feedback, I think we have already discussed about it, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. And Raja's still not given his 9th standard exams at school. So I think that's the reason why he was not able to, take up these 2 exams, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. That was not recommended also. In fact, even I said the same thing. So Raja can remind me about the formative assessments also. Once he finishes the exam, 9th standard exams at school, he should remind me about those exams which he can take up later.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah. But the child has to remind me, ma'am, because, I cannot really keep a track of that in my mind. The child must
Okay, ma'am.
remind me and I will conduct it for the child separately. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Others,
Sure.
yeah. Other parents, please feel free to express.
Ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing, ma'am.
All right, madam. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, thank
Yeah. Prajit, Arjun, Florentina's mom.
Ma'am. No doubts, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Everything clear.
Valentina's mom.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. Okay.
Uh,
Madam,
Thank you.
Prajit's mom, so Prajit has also not taken up his formative assessments, right?
Ma'am, I completed, ma'am.
Madam,
Today you
I've sent
completed
the
that
mail.
mock test, you know?
No, that is online, ma'am. That's online. Okay, that I'll check, ma'am. That is online. You please
Okay.
have a look
This
at the
Saturday
mail.
exam test, ma'am.
No,
Coming
ma'am.
Saturday test.
No, ma'am. You please have a look at the mail which I've sent to you, ma'am. Once you go through the details in the mail, maybe then you can call me if you have any doubts.
Okay, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Florentina's mom.
Ma'am, I'm more than satisfied, ma'am.
Okay, madam. So you had concerns about the online classroom as to how the board will be shared and all that.
Yes,
So
yes, ma'am.
Florentina is comfortable, right?
Yes, ma'am. She's using a laptop and it's very comfortable. Timings also very comfortable for us, ma'am.
For her. Okay, okay. Very nice, ma'am. Thank you. Madam, I one suggestion, ma'am. What about Saturday's class? She can come to the center, right? Thursday, I understand because she returns from school only at 6:15.
Ma'am,
But
all the Saturdays are working days, ma'am, and she comes back only by 5:15, ma'am.
okay. Okay, so occasionally when it's possible, it'll be nice to, have the child in the physical classroom.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. I'll
Yeah,
try,
so
ma'am.
that I get to see how she works. I can understand, assess the child better. When I see the child in the classroom, the way the
Okay, ma'am.
child responds to my lecture in the classroom. Online, it's really not easy to give a clear feedback.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
I'll
yeah.
bring her
So
sometime.
yeah,
Someday when she comes
occasionally,
earlier, I'll bring her, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Occasionally, yeah. Saturdays, I think you can try. No, if not every Saturday, some Saturdays.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah.
But
All right,
most of the Saturdays are working days. Almost all the Saturdays are working days.
I understand.
But I'll try and definitely bring her, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah, Danya's mom.
Ma'am, no issues from our side, ma'am.
Okay, fine, ma'am. All right, ma'am. I think I have addressed to the parents individually. If in case I have missed somebody by mistake, kindly take your turn to connect with me. Okay. All right, parents. So that's it for this meeting. Thank you so much. Good night. You may leave the call.